Morning and welcome back to the channel. Listen, have you been struggling to achieve Zen and peace while GMing? Are you plagued with negative emotions, things like worry, stress, anxiety, maybe even feeling bad about yourself, getting down on yourself, judging yourself, maybe even sensing a sense of depression over maybe the thought that, my game just isn't going anywhere? Well, guess what? Today, we're going to talk about an ancient Japanese philosophy that just might help to solve this problem once and for all. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this. Not feeling Zen at the game table can be quite an issue. It can be a challenge to overcome this. I don't know if you have ever felt like, I just kind of want to Zen out. I want to chill out. I want to enjoy gaming. I don't want it to be this stressful thing, this frustrating thing. I don't want to feel all these negative emotions. I want to be at peace. I want to feel a sense of balance. I want it to be natural, and I want it to be calm and collected, and I want it to be well calculated and thought out. I want things to be free of the negative emotions across the spectrum. Well, if you feel this way about your GM experience, you are not alone. But the truth is that finding some Zen at the game table is a challenge. With that being said, there is an ancient Japanese philosophy that gives us answers for this. And in fact, I have used this to great effect in my life. And I believe it applies specifically, so perfectly to TTRPGs that I can't believe more people don't talk about this. But before we dive into it, I want you to smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Let me know how you find Zen at your table, or let me know if you even think Zen is something to pursue. With that being said, let's dive into this and talk about it. I also want to encourage you to stick around to the end of the video because I have a couple things to share with you that I think you're going to love, and we're going to get right into them after we talk about this important philosophical principle. Now, before we discuss this principle about how to be more Zen, let's define what Zen actually means. You might be saying, GM philosopher, what do you actually mean when you use the word Zen? What exactly are you talking about? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history and a definition for this. Zen is a school of Mahayana Buddhism that originated in China as Chan Buddhism around the 6th century and later developed into its Japanese form known as Zen in the 12th century. Zen emphasizes meditation, mindfulness, and direct experiential understanding over theoretical knowledge or dogma. It focuses on the practice of achieving a state of inner peace and enlightenment through present moment awareness, simplicity, and the acceptance of reality as is. Zen teaches that enlightenment comes not through intellectual study, but through personal insight, often cultivated in meditation or everyday activities done with full attention and presence. It encourages letting go of attachments, judgments, and dualistic thinking to experience a deeper connection with the world and one's true nature. Now, I don't know about you, but this right here is a perfect example of why I need Zen when I GM. This right here, it encourages letting go of attachments, judgments, and dualistic thinking. Letting go of attachments. How many times do we sit at the game table and we allow things outside of the game to be occupying our mind, distracting us from the game, stressing us out? I know that I do this all the time, and I know that a lot of other GMs experience this as well. And it can also be true of in the game things, letting the dogma of the game, or maybe the rules, or the way the players are behaving, or the decisions they're making, or whether or not you think things are going well. This can really serve as stuff that we get attached to, and then it distracts us. We can start to judge ourselves. Maybe we start to judge the experience overall. Maybe we even start to judge the players a little bit. And it can lead to this dualistic thinking of sort of well, it has to be either this way, or, I'm right and they're wrong, or I'm just doing a bad job. They're not going to like it. And this sort of black and white thinking, these things can really lead to a lot of that negative emotion that we associate with the pressures of being a GM. However, I'm happy to inform you that Japanese philosophy has given us an answer to all of these problems, a way to embrace Zen and to find more Zen in your games. And it is called Wabi-Sabi. So Wabi-Sabi is a Japanese aesthetic and philosophical concept rooted in Zen Buddhism, which became prominent in Japan between the 12th and 15th centuries during the Kamakura and Muromachi periods. It emphasizes the beauty found in imperfection, impermanence, and the incomplete, reflecting the Zen ideals of simplicity, humility, and mindfulness of the present moment. This is so pertinent because Think about this line. It emphasizes the beauty found in imperfection, impermanence, and the incomplete. What else could relate so much to a TTRPG? This is an intellectual piece of art that we are creating together. And once we create it, we experience it, and then it is gone to the ether. You might capture it with a camera, or you might record or take notes on your session, but the experience is absorbed and then it goes, right? And so this is not only why it is impermanent, but it is also incomplete because the adventure is never truly done. And even when you reach a conclusion, we all know that there's more to the story that could be told after. There will be more iterations and more iterations of adventures to come. The next question is, how can GMs use this philosophy to achieve Zen while gaming? And I'm going to tell you exactly how. The number one way to use the philosophical principle of Wabi-Sabi in your games to achieve greater Zen as a GM is to embrace imperfection in your games. As a GM, things will rarely go exactly as planned, and that's okay. By adopting the Wabi-Sabi mindset, you can let go of the pressure to run a perfect session and instead appreciate the unique, spontaneous moments that unfold during gameplay, accepting the flaws, unexpected twists, and even mistakes as part of the game's charm can help you to stay calm, present, and flexible and Zen, making the experience more enjoyable for you and your players. On the same token, you can encourage yourself to see the beauty in the unplanned, whether it's a player taking the story in an unexpected direction, a dice roll that changes the course of events, or even a technical hiccup. By appreciating these moments as opportunities rather than setbacks, you can cultivate a more relaxed and Zen approach to GMing, reducing stress and enhancing the overall atmosphere at your table. Let me give you a really good example of how I use this philosophy at my table. Let's say, for example, that someone is casting a spell, and let's say that they're casting a spell that's going to suggest that someone do something. Let's say they cast this on an NPC, and let's say that there is a wisdom save, but for some reason, due to a mistake, due to someone not reading the rules correctly, I come to believe that there is no save. So they cast it. And I say, okay, what's the save? And they say, oh, there is no save. And I think to myself, oh, well, I believe them. This seems weird, but I believe them. Okay, no save. It works. The NPC is free to suggestion. And they suggest that the NPC do something kind of wild that changes things. And it was not at all what I had planned. In fact, maybe I planned that this NPC would be relatively impervious to influence of any kind. But then the NPC becomes influenced and they do something that changes the whole situation. Now, let's say 5 minutes later, I look up the spell and I realize, oh no, we didn't even follow the rules for that. See, this is an example of an imperfection. This is a technical glitch. This is something that wasn't supposed to happen according to the dogma, but it was something that did happen because of error, because of imperfection. But see, here's the thing. As a GM, I want to look at this situation and I don't want to think, oh my gosh, this is such a disaster. Like my now everything's ruined, right? This is negativity. This is not Zen. Instead, I want to think, this is very interesting. I did not anticipate this. And yet destiny has made itself manifest. It must have been fate that this NPC would come under influence. Even I, as the GM, cannot tempt fate by trying to cause it to turn the other direction. So let us then examine how this unfolds. This is a great opportunity for deeper role play, for changes that even I didn't see coming, and this can make it more fun for me. See, when we embrace more of this mindset and we allow ourselves to experience the game for its imperfections and the beauty in those things, then we can find more Zen and we can make our games so much more enjoyable. And that's it. That is how you use the philosophical principle of Wabi-Sabi to help you make your games more Zen, help you to find more Zen, more peace, and have more fun, and make your games overall better. And that is going to end my points on that topic. With that being said, I do want to encourage you to join my email list. And when you do, the first email you get will include a free copy of my Ultimate Plot Randomizer. Random roll plot arcs wherever you are on the fly, roll the hooks, the conflicts, and the conclusions, along with some wild wacky stuff with 4 awesome D100 tables that'll really keep your players guessing and keep you on the tip top of your creative potential. Plus, I send out emails every week containing awesome GM tips and stuff about the game, so you're not going to miss it. It's awesome. Click on the link in the description to sign up. I also want to encourage you to join my Discord. It is free. It's full of awesome GMs and D&D and TTRPG people who love playing games, talking about games, sharing art, sharing music, etc. We're hanging out in there. It's a great community. Come join us. We would love to have you. And that is going to be a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm here almost every morning creating videos about the best game in the world, D&D. So I will see you awesome people on the next one.